guys, welcome back to another free course here at Shay Danielle Academy Online. I'm Shay and we're going to be hanging out for the next little while talking about how to choose the correct lip blush color for your clients. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be stressful. I'm going to break it down to make it very, very simple for you guys. So this is a concept that I share with my hands-on students. For those of you who have trained hands-on with me, this will be familiar to you. But for the rest of you, this is going to be brand new because I actually didn't include it in my online lip blush course. There's like little bits and pieces, but I'm going to really break it down and make it as easy as possible for all of you guys to understand. So let's talk about those clients. Some of those clients are going to come in and they're going to know exactly what they want. They're going to show you a picture, they're going to have an idea. You're just there to make it happen, so long as it's, within the realm of possibility for them. And it makes the decision a lot easier. But some clients come in and they have no freaking clue what they want, and they're looking to you for help. So where do you begin when a client comes in and they're like totally open-minded and they're leaving it completely up to you? This is where. Step one, you want to prep your client so that they have the information that you need when they come to their appointment. I do this by asking all of my clients to come in with their favorite daytime natural toned lipstick. We all have one. We all have this is not mine, but we all have that color that we tend to gravitate towards on like those easy peasy days where you just want a little bit of color on your lips. So that's the color that you want your clients to bring in with them to their appointment. So when your client gets here, you're going to go ahead and say, let me see the color that you brought, your favorite daytime natural tone, and you're going to swatch it on their hand so you can see what it looks like on their skin. Then you're going to go ahead and analyze that color to help determine your base color for the lip blush tattoo. Okay, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about what I classify as base tones for lip blush. There are 3 base tones that you're going to see in almost every lipstick. The first one is pink. I would say it's the most popular. Pink comes in all sorts of shades, so there can be bright, soft, dusty, muted, all of it, Barbie. I mean, there's a lot of different options when it comes to pink, but pink is going to be your first base tone. Your second base tone, which isn't quite as common, is going to be peach. So some of those colors that have that coral pop to them tends to work really, really great with clients who have cooler lips or a slight darkness to their lips. So you're going to be looking for a base tone that has more peach in it. And the last base tone is going to be nude. So as you know, it's hard to create a nude lip blush. We're not able to really lighten the color. But if your client comes in and they swatch their lipstick on their hands and you're seeing more browns or caramel tones to that swatch, then they're more of a nude base preference. Okay, so that's the bases. So we've got a pink base, we've got a peach base, and we've got a nude base. Like I said, most popular tends to be the pink, sometimes the peach, once in a while you'll get the nude. Okay, now let's compare those to some pigments. Of course, you know my love for PermaBlend runs deep. It's the only pigments that I will use, PermaBlend and Evenflow. So that is the pigment line that we're gonna be referring to in this little mini free course. But here are my 3 base tones from PermaBlend. Now these base tones can vary, but you're gonna categorize them into the pink, the peach, the nude. So for pink, my most commonly used tone from PermaBlend is Tray Pink. Tray Pink is beautiful. It's just a soft, neutral pink tone. I really, really like it, and it's very versatile. So that's Tray Pink. So when it comes to peach, my favorite peach base tone from PermaBlend is Sweet Melissa. I use it all the time. I have for years. It's just such a pretty color. Okay, and last but not least, we need a nude base. So the one that I've chosen to share with you is from PermaBlend, and it's called Mauve. It has a lot of warmth in it, which I really like, but it's gorgeous for that nude tone. So one thing I do not like doing during my lip blush appointments is swatching a whole bunch of options for your clients, overwhelming them, confusing them. It drags the appointment on way too long, and you lose control as the artist. You've given them the job to bring in a tone that they like. Now you just have to create it. So with the lip blush technique that I use, it's very sheer, it's very soft, it's very subtle. Now what happens with a single needle technique, when you use a really soft muted tone, you're gonna lose, let's just put a number, let's say 30%. Let's say you're gonna lose 30% of that color If you use a really muted tone, they're gonna be left with next to nothing. So if I were to use Sweet Melissa on its own, I would have to pack that color into the lip for it to heal vibrant enough to look something like this. It's just not gonna happen. Same with Tray Pink. Tray Pink on its own, it looks beautiful when it's fresh, but what happens when you lose that 30% of color? Or if you're a beginner, let's say you lose up to 50% of that color. Your clients are gonna be disappointed and they're gonna come back with poor retention. They're just not gonna have enough of an impact made that they're happy. So what do? We have to add insurance to these colors. Insurance is going to be a pop of color that is going to intensify our mixture, our blend, so that it heals more true to the tone of the base. I do not show my clients the color that I'm going to use to intensify the base because it will overwhelm them and they will be scared. They don't know what we know. So again, I remain in control and I mix up their custom blended tone, and that's what we use. Of course, I'm fully educating them all along the way that the color is going to be bolder and it is going to be more vibrant for the first few days, but when it heals in that 8 weeks, I give my clients a full 8 weeks of blooming time for the color to stabilize in the lip, then they'll be left with exactly what they want. So for intensifiers, there's actually a ton of options. They're just the more vibrant tones out there that look a little intimidating. Those are what you want, just to add a pop of color to your base. So let's just break it down. I've got 2 intensifiers here. The first one is Neutralizer from Even Flow. You could also use like Orange Crush. So that is an intensifier that you're gonna use in some of those cooler tone lips or some of those clients who are wanting to get more of that corally, peachy pop when their lips heal. Now on the opposite end of that, if your client has a really neutral based lip to work with, then you can intensify with something nice and bright like Royal Red. Okay, so let's break it down again here. Let's slow it down, let's break it down. Your client comes in, they swatch on their hand a nice pink tone. It's kind of dusty pink, it's a little bit muted, it's nothing super, super bright. What are we gonna use? We're gonna use Tray Pink for our base, and we're gonna add 1 drop of Royal Red, just 1, because they're not looking for anything super crazy bright. Now, another client comes in and they show you more of an intense pink. It's like a little bit brighter, a little bit more vibrant. We are gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna use our pink base, so Tray Pink for our base, and we're gonna maybe add 2 to 3 drops of our intensifier, which is Royal Red. It's gonna kick it up a notch. It's gonna make it more vibrant, have more oomph to it. Okay, next client of the day, she wants more of like a nude tone. It's a little bit more like cinnamon. It's really pretty, but she does have a little bit of coolness to her lips. What are we gonna do? So we're gonna add our base, which is mauve, and then we're gonna go in and we're gonna add our intensifier, which is Neutralizer or Orange Crush, something that has a lot of warmth to it. So depending on how cool her lips are, we're gonna add maybe 1 to 2 drops of our warm intensifier. Opposite to that, you've got a client that comes in, they still want a nice nude tone, but their lips are totally neutral, there's no coolness to it. We're gonna use the same base, mauve, and instead we're gonna intensify it with our Royal Red or our bright intensifier of choice, maybe 1 drop. So your next client comes in, she's looking more for a peachy pop to her lips. We're gonna assess her lip and decide what intensifier we're going to use, but we know we're gonna use our peach base, which in this case is Sweet Melissa. If she has slight coolness to her lips, we're gonna intensify it with Orange Crush or Neutralizer. If she has very neutral tones to her lips, then we can use our base, which is Sweet Melissa, and we can add our normal intensifier, which is going to be Royal Red in this case. 1 to 2 drops, depending on how intense of a look she's going for. Okay, I hope I haven't lost you yet. It's really, really simple, and to show you how simple, I've created a nice little cheat sheet here for you. It's a PDF, you can download it and you can use it to your advantage. So on this sheet here, you're going to see that I have broken it down to our bases. So we've got pink base, we've got nude base, and we've got peach base. I've listed all of the colors that I can use as my base tone from PermaBlend and Even Flow right in here to really simplify it for you guys. Then down here, I've got a list of intensifiers that I like to use from PermaBlend and Even Flow. So literally, you guys just have to pick which one you want to use. And keep in mind, if your client has that little bit of coolness to her lips, coolness being like she looks like she's cold, there's a slight purpley blue tone to her, you want to make sure you're intensifying with a warm tone. And if your client has super neutral lips, there's no coolness to them, you can really mix and match with whatever intensifiers you want. I'm just gonna read a couple out to you. So for pink tones, and if you guys are familiar with permablend colors, then this will make more sense and maybe you can kind of visualize it a little bit. So for pink, we talked about Tray Pink. Blushed is a really nice one. Creme de Pink is really pretty. Bad Girl, Tea Rose, and then from Even Flow, Melina. Love Melina. So for more of our nude bases, colors that I like to work with, French Fancy, Nutmeg, Wildflower is really nice, Mauve, which we talked about, Latte, Cocoa, Cheeky is really beautiful, Cinnamon Stick, I love, Tender Caramel, and Bear from Even Flow. Now when it comes to our peach bases, some colors that I really like to use are Sweet Melissa, which we talked about, Sunkissed, Creamy Coral, so pretty, Hen Party, and then Lulu's Rosé. Lulu's Rosé, I love Even Flow, you guys know this. Now let's list some intensifiers that I like to use. So Royal Red, we talked about. Date Night, it's got this like deep vampy plum tone to it, really nice, but only on neutral lips. Ladybug, that's gonna be one of those bright, warm coral intensifiers, so great to use with cool toned lips. Orange Crush, another one for cool toned lips, that's wonderful. Passion Red, Pillow Talk, love Pillow Talk. Royal Red, Scandal, oh, hot pink, such a good one. Squash, so that's gonna have more warmth to it as well. Bazooka, Bazooka's really pretty, it's very Barbie pink, I like it a lot. So when it comes to Even Flow intensifiers, couple that I really love, Malbec being one of them. It is exactly like it sounds, it's this deep red wine color, it's got a lot of depth to it. You do not need a lot of it because it is quite intense, but it is cool, so keep that in mind. Clay, so clay is like this brick red and it's got a lot of warmth to it. So I love to use clay, especially in those cool tone lips. Pinker, which is the newest color to the Even Flow family. Pinker is a hot purple tone, so it's cool. You can use it on neutral or warm natural lips, but it is going to intensify your color, make it a lot pinker, but it is cool. So keep that in mind, it's a cool intensifier. Then we have neutralizer, which we discussed, and colorizer. So that's another one that you can use. It's a very bright orange red. Okay guys, so you can print this out, you can keep it nice and safe, and you can use this to your advantage. I really hope that this course helped you. I really do, because I didn't learn this from anyone. Again, this is like a concept that I've come up with in my head that I try to teach my students to really simplify the process. Another thing you have to do is create swatch sheets. So if you haven't taken my free swatch sheet course, go ahead, do that right now. I'm gonna show you how to do drawdowns of your pigment tones to get to know the undertones in the color and understand the colors a little bit more. One last thing I wanna share with you guys. So when you're starting out with lip blush, if you are newer to doing lips, I want you to try and keep your lip blush collection smaller. So do not feel like you have to go out and buy every single color that is available to you. You don't. That is actually gonna do damage. It's going to stress you out. You're gonna have too many options. So when I have hands-on students, they get these 5 colors that I showed you in today's little mini course here. And this is what I want them to use for the first little while. I want them to get to know these colors. I want them to get to know the healed results and form a trusted relationship with these colors before they expand their collection. Does that make sense? So if you've got too many options, you're not getting to know the colors well enough. So get to know a few colors really well, even if it's the ones that I've talked about here, or you want to pick 2 from each category and a couple intensifiers to work with from the get-go. Get to know those colors, get to know those healed results, and then you can build on your collection and add some more. Before I go, I do want to talk about Even Flow really quickly. Amazing formula. So very concentrated pigments, amazing color payoff, amazing retention. So if you guys haven't tried Even Flow, you've got to give it a try. It is a game changer for lips. I think you're gonna really, really like it if you haven't tried it before. And for practicing those lips, you guys, if you haven't checked out the new lip skins, they are double-sided. So on this side, you still have the original design that I came out with a while back. And then on this side here, you've got a whole bunch of different shaped lips to work with. So lots of fun. I hope you guys enjoy those. And I think that's it. I tried not to talk too much, but I can see the time, and I have talked for a long time. It's already a longer course than I was expecting. But if you guys have sat all the way through it, thumbs up for you. And I can't wait to hear what you guys thought of this concept. If you just stumbled upon this course and you don't do lips yet, but you're thinking about doing lips, you gotta check out the art and science of the lip blush. It is a full fundamental course, breaks down everything you need to know about lip blush. It's taught by me, and it's available on online.shaydanielleacademy.com. And if you already do lips, but you haven't taken our No Numb Lip Blush course, you gotta go take that because it's a game changer. You guys do not understand the difference it makes to your work and to your client's experience when you use no anesthetic during the procedure. Your color goes in better. There is less swelling. There is no bruising. Saturation is even. Healed results are amazing. Clients are very comfortable. They're more comfortable without anesthetic than they are with it, and I explain why in the course. So go check that out if you guys haven't already. Okay, that's it. Now I'm done. I gotta stop talking. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this course. And follow me on Instagram if you're not following me. I'd love to chat with you guys there. And kisses. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.